So what can we believe about climate change? What should we believe? Seriously, I mean, everybody who says this always starts out saying, I've read the science, I know the science. Well, I have read a lot about it, and I'm not pretending to be a climate scientist, but this is what I think it's pretty fair to say this. The climate changes. Climate always changes. The Great Lakes used to be glaciers, you know. I mean, the climate has been changing since there's been climate. It may be changing quicker now. It is very unclear. It's very unclear. Human beings definitely have an effect, but they do not know how much of an effect they have. They do not know. I mean, it only makes sense that human beings has an effect. Each one of us, even before we have industry, each one of us is a little light bulb, you know, a little energy producing thing. You know, we're going to warm things up around us. But, you know, we also have built industries, we built all these things. So the question is not, is it the end of the world? The question is, what's the balance here? What do we want? We don't want a world without pollution. You think we want a world without pollution, but we don't, because we want a world with industry. We do want a world with jet travel. You know, I mean, the cows, no matter how much gas they have, the cows are not going to fly. I loved AOC in this Green Deal said, we're going to replace jet travel with high-speed trains. It's going to be very high speed if you're, first of all, to beat jets, and second of all, if you're going to be able to hold your breath under the Atlantic Ocean, they're going to have to be really fast. Have to go about 30 seconds across the Atlantic Ocean. So we have an effect. The way climate change works is not that well understood. This is a really important thing about science. They never talk about how little they know. They know very little about this. It's a very, very complicated thing. They do not know how climate change works, and they're not sure how much of human enterprise goes into this. And if you say that, you're fired. If you say that, you're fired, and that's telling. That in and of itself is telling. The sea levels are definitely rising. They've been rising since the Victorian era, so it cannot be because of modern industry. It's been going on a long time. And, you know, as Bjorn Lomborg always says, it's not like we're going to look down and say, oh, you know, the sea has risen, my socks are wet. I think I'll just stand here for another 100 years till I drown. That's not the way it works. We will adjust. We'll also adjust to warmer temperatures, if there are warmer temperatures, which is also not clear. It's also not clear whether the climate is actually on a warming trend that's going to continue. That is not clear either. But if it does continue, remember, more people die of the cold than die of the warm. So there may be benefits to climate change. There may be new places that open up where we can grow food. We just don't know what that's going to be. And even the worst estimated costs, are not that bad, because our economy grows, and our economy has been growing at such a rate that the costs of dealing with climate change, just dealing with it, not stopping it, the costs of dealing with it are really not all that bad. So there's a lot to ask about this, and there's just serious questions about how much government can do. The Paris Climate Accords, if everyone hit their mark on the Paris Climate Accords, right? Everyone hit their mark, and if the climate models are correct, both of which are very highly doubtful, but if all of that happened, it would make a difference of 0.2 of a degree, which is not enough to make a difference. So the Paris Climate Accord was nonsense from the beginning. And when Trump left it and everybody said, oh, that's the end of the world, it wasn't even the end of the Paris Climate Accord, because no one was doing it anyway. You know, this woman, Judith Curry, she points out that the science is far from settled, but just on general principles, forget about what she's saying just for a minute, just on general principles. The UN says it's a crisis. The power over energy should be given to the UN. The U.S. government says it's a crisis. Power over the energy industry should be given to the U.S. government. A little suspicion, just a little bit of doubt, a little cynicism. When people are asking you for power, when people are asking you for money, power you know that they'll never give back, money you know you'll never see again, power you know will only expand. When people are asking you for things, when they're telling you it's an emergency, when they're telling you to panic, when they're telling you not to think, when they're telling you anyone who disagrees must be silenced, just on general principles, a little bit of doubt. All right.